We're looking at practice clips from minicamps and OTAs, and today we're looking at the Denver Broncos, getting a good look at RJ Harvey, talking about what we want to see from him in training camp and his rookie season. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at practice. Training camp is here soon, and if you want the clips on your rookies, those players you're paying attention to on your favorite team, those guys you're drafting in fantasy football, click that button. Stop missing out because you need to know what your players are doing on the field in practice so you know whether or not they're climbing the depth chart or not. Here we go. We're talking RJ Harvey. We're looking at his practice clips while talking ball. We want to talk about training camp, which is coming up here soon. Weeks away, but it'll be here before you know it. 4th of July is coming up. But RJ Harvey, this is a player with a lot of upside who landed in a good situation. A lot of people are looking at J.K. Dobbins, and J.K. Dobbins is going to be a good buffer for him during his rookie season as he's ramping up. All rookies, I believe, need some sort of ramp-up process, whether it's just in training camp, first few weeks of the season, or into their second year. But as they're learning the system, the NFL game, their new team, coaches, and everything, that buffer, J.K. Dobbins, maybe Najee Harris for the Chargers, for Aaron Hampton, other players around the league, allows these players to develop, learn their team, their system, everything else when it comes to being an NFL player, while not taking those extra hits. So when they start ramping up, playing to that upside, start developing, they're legit hitting that upside. They're more optimized. They're not learning on the fly. They're ready and they're good to go. They got the pace themselves coming up. And that's what you're seeing with RJ Harvey. And one thing you notice in these clips, and you just watch him move, he moves laterally very well. He's very smooth. You see this on the tape. You see this on his highlights. If that's all you watched from him in college, you're seeing this right now in the practice clips. He covers a lot of ground moving east and west, and that's not forcing moving east to west. That's like when he puts that foot in the ground, he hits that dead leg, he makes a guy miss, he covers a lot of distance. You'll see that in some of these clips with some of the other running backs. Look at those thighs. He's thick. He's compact. He can take on some touches. He can take on a lot of work up the gut. RJ Harvey's just one of those running backs who can take on a full workload when it comes to catching the ball out of the backfield. You see this. We saw that in college. Getting work up the gut, getting work to the outside, even. He can do it all. He's got speed to burn. He's explosive. He was productive. Sean Payton, what he said about him was he's excited about him, and he kept him a secret throughout the process. They saw his tape. He was excited. He knew he was out of range of some of the other running backs. He saw RJ Harvey there, had to press that button and get him. RJ Harvey, what I said going into the draft and ranking him is he's a runner that I was watching. Like, I was going to move up the rankings if the NFL loved him, if they showed it in the draft. If anybody showed that, and if it was the right, I did. I moved him up to tier A, and it was quick. It was before that night ended. I moved him up with those tier A running backs. I said, you just pick them wherever you want among these three running backs. I'm like 4 or 5, actually, in tier A. And you just do whatever you want with them in that tier. That's why I do the tiers, honestly, because we draft in portfolios. We play in a lot of leagues. We split up our shares. And RJ Harvey was worth it. It's not even a hot take because everybody else did the same. Some people, it took them some time. Time for me is a few days because I was moving quick. RJ Harvey is a guy that can be a huge focal point of this offense. I look for him to gain steam this season. I look for him to really get a large workload by the end of the year. I believe by the time we're eating trick-or-treat candy and Halloween, and by the time we're carving that turkey, we're going to know that he's the guy. We're going to feel good going into 2026. We know we got some longevity with him. And even though J.K. Dobbins is there, J.K. Dobbins is there to be the buffer. He ain't going to be there for a long time. He's had his run in the league. He has a vast injury history, but he's also a good veteran. Both these two players can feed off each other, and they've noted that, especially Dobbins. Dobbins already noted that, and it was early in the process. He looked at Harvey and said, hey, this is a player we can feed off each other. He's going to help me as much as I'm going to help him. That's the type of running back we're looking at. Watch him move laterally. He's just so twitched up. He's so twitched up when he's moving east-west. That's the thing about him. That is the thing about his game. When I see people do breakdowns about him, that people don't really mention too much. Like, his vision, his anticipation, but when he puts his foot in the ground and he decides to go east, west, to the sideline, whatever, he makes guys miss, but he covers a lot of ground. He's very fast and fluid with it. He's very assertive. And I believe with the Broncos, this is the perfect fit. Another thing with Bo Nix, this is a quarterback that will play for another down, that will not take risks downfield. And with that, that means targets to the running back and to the tight end spot. They brought in Evan Ingram, and now they got two more running backs, him, Dobbins, who can catch the ball out of the backfield, who's explosive in space. This is going to help Bo Nix. This is going to help Bo Nix. This is going to help Harvey, too. He's going to get those targets in the flat, in the slot. Maybe work up some screens. Everything's going to be there. So what are we expecting out of him in training camp? I know that was main focus in the video. What we're expecting is him and Dobbins to gel. And I expect when we get the pads on, that's when you're going to start hearing the good things from the coaching staff. That's when you're going to start hearing those sweet nothings. That's when you're going to start getting excited. His stock in redraft best ball is going to go up during training camp. There's a little bit of timidness due to J.K. Dobbins, and that's fine. But his stock's going to revamp once he gets the pads on. Right now, everything looks cool. It's against air, though. It's against air. The full effects in the pads for the running backs, all of them. All of them. Some guys, 4.2 speed, catches the ball. That's really their main game. I guess you can make that case. But a guy like Dobbins and Harvey, these guys, once you get the pads on, you get them moving space, make some guys miss, let them blow some hair back. He's going to add some stock. His stock's going to go up in best ball as well because the Broncos are good at getting clips out of their players, and it's going to light social media up on fire a little bit. That's just what it's going to be. You can kind of guess with the teams, too. If they got a good prospect, if they get a lot of clips out, they let their beat writers cook, that's going to add to their stock in fantasy football. That's another thing to pay attention to. Who's the guy that you would go to for that for your fantasy analysis? Beat writer stock. Coach Speak guy on Twitter and me. Those are your two guys. And those two guys, us two, will give you different perspectives because I got the clips, he's got the Coach Speak. Us two together, we're in harmony, but we don't know it yet. But I see it. But we're looking at RJ Harvey here, J.K. Dobbins. I'm expecting both of them to look good in practice. Dobbins holding up for a full year. We got to see it. We just got to see it. It is what it is. They got Harvey. That's what we're focusing on. I believe once we start eating that trick-or-treat candy, we're going to know Harvey. We're going to get the Harvey effect. And it's going to be different compared to the other Sean Payton running backs, but much of the same, where he's going to get work in the passing game. He's going to get work in space, and he's also going to get work up the gut. He's a full feature back. Full feature back, where in a game of 2025 of the NFL, teams use committees, they use carousels at the running back position, and that's fine. That's mighty fine for a guy like RJ Harvey. That's fine for every running back. He's explosive enough where he can get it on any given touch. He's going to be the workhorse for a long time. That's what they're excited about on him. I just don't see there being a facet where he busts in the league. I just don't see that happening. From what I'm hearing from the coaches, from what I see on tape, I was very excited during draft season. I had him ranked in this tier. I think it was B-ish with a bunch of other running backs. But when I went over that tier, I specifically went to him and said, hey, this is the running back I'm watching from this tier, and I'm moving him up. I'm moving him up. If we get good word from the NFL in the draft, we did. I moved him up. He's up there. He's the only running back that got moved up there. He's the only running back that got moved up there. So what are we expecting during the rookie season? We're going to give him grace due to him being a rookie, some sort of rookie ramp up. Like I said, you're going to be eating them Rolos from your costume party, and you're going to be thinking about Harvey as he's going to be the next stud going into 2026. You're going to be carving that turkey. RJ Harvey's going to be in the back of your mind while you're slamming those mashed potatoes and that carrot pie or whatever the hell you eat during Thanksgiving. That's the worst. Worst holiday ever. Worst one. Christmas time, you're already going to know. You're going to know. You're going to watch your kids open gifts. RJ Harvey is just a fact by then. That's what you're going to be seeing. But all in all, RJ Harvey's a stud. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.